I'm making black mission figs with chorizo honey and pistachio relish. Nice appetizer to put out during fig season. I'm gonna start by making some chorizo honey. I've got a small pan over low to medium heat. I'm using a Mexican chorizo. There's also Spanish chorizo, which is generally hard and aged and already cooked. Mexican chorizo generally comes in a casing and it's soft and uncooked inside. So this has actually been taken out of the casing. So I'm gonna start in this pan with a little bit of olive oil. So you can hear a little bit of a sizzle. Cook this over low enough heat so that it's rendering the chorizo and getting all of that delicious fat to come out. Break it up a little bit. And the time to break this up is when it's just started cooking. I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit. I'm gonna start with a shallot. Cut the top off. I want like a fine mince on this shallot, so I'm making very thin strips down lengthwise. Go through the center once and make a nice little finely minced shallot and go directly into this glass bowl here. And I'm gonna start with some sherry vinegar. Soak these shallots in the sherry vinegar for a couple of minutes here. It sort of takes that really raw, aggressive onion flavor out of them. Check on my chorizo. Push the chorizo to the side. That oil there is super, super flavorful. Turn the heat off, drizzle this honey into the pan, and the honey's gonna loosen up. Once the honey warms up, it turns liquidy and spoonable. Just by letting it sit here, all of those flavors with the honey and the chorizo are gonna all meld together. I mean, I could eat this by the spoonful right now, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna save this for the figs. It's been a couple of minutes with these shallots sitting in the vinegar. I've used sherry vinegar for this vinaigrette. It's sort of a halfway point between a balsamic and an apple cider. To this, I'm gonna add some olive oil, a little stir, and I'm gonna season this fresh ground black pepper here. And then I have some pistachios toasted and roughly chopped. So I'm gonna dump all of these in. I'm gonna season this with Maldon sea salt because I actually want to taste those crunchy flakes of salt in this relish. Those flakes, they don't dissolve quite as quickly as many other types of salt. I'm gonna brighten this up with some flat leaf parsley, sort of a rough chop here. Do a really thin slice on this sage so that you don't get large bites of sage that take over the flavor of the whole dish. Very colorful, very visual. A little taste here. And you want those pistachios to remain crunchy and those herbs to remain green. So this is a last minute addition. Time to plate. So I have some really pretty black mission figs here. Figs are so beautiful and they only come around really once a year. So I'm just arranging these figs on the plate here. Make sure you get those really beautiful ones up top so that they're right out in front of you, and garnish with that chorizo honey. And all of those little salty, porky bits of chorizo are just gonna sort of fall over the edges of these figs. You have sweet, you have salty, you have spice. I'm not gonna be shy about this. My little zingy relish over the top of that. And that is it. This is almost too pretty to dive into, but I'm gonna go ahead because that's what it's for. All right, that fig right there looks perfect. Everything that you want in the perfect balanced bite.